For Telesur, I'm Cody Weddle in Caracas, Venezuela. In Syria today, the Islamic State group continues its advances in the city of Kobani, near the Turkish border. The extremist group now controls about 40% of the city, according to reports by the Syrian Observatory of Human Rights. U.S.-led airstrikes have failed to stop the advances of the group. Turkish forces have refused to cross the border and intervene. Over 180,000 Syrians have already fled the area to seek safety in Turkey. The UN has warned that if the Islamic State militants take control of the city, thousands of civilians could be massacred. The U.S. has insisted Kobani is not a strategic military interest. Over 6,000 activists and local residents are expected to soon gather in St. Louis, Missouri in the United States. They plan to draw attention to racism within police forces following the death of Michael Brown nearly 2 months ago. With more, here's our correspondent, Alexandra Hall.
We're here in downtown Clayton, Missouri, just outside of St. Louis, the kickoff point of Ferguson October, a weekend of resistance. It's here that we'll see the first of many marches, demonstrations, and acts of civil disobedience held all weekend, the first of which is the Justice Now March and Rally in front of prosecuting attorney Robert McCulloch's office. Tomorrow will be the Justice for All National March and Rally, which thousands of activists are expected to attend, not only from Ferguson and St. Louis, but from activists all over the country, demanding an end to racial profiling and police violence against brown and black communities all over the country. For Telesur, I'm Alexandra Hall in Clayton, Missouri.
And thanks to Alejandra, the UK Parliament will hold a symbolic vote Monday regarding the recognition of the Palestinian state. The legislatures will likely approve the motion that will serve only to pressure Prime Minister David Cameron to officially recognize Palestine as an independent state. Meanwhile, support for Palestine has grown in Europe. Sweden announced last week it will recognize Palestine as a sovereign state. The European Union has banned all import of animal products produced in the Palestinian-occupied territory. The Ebola epidemic has become a worldwide concern as the death toll in West Africa has exceeded 4,000. New cases have been reported in Spain, bringing the total there to 7. Other victims have been detected in neighboring Nigeria. Other cases have been reported as far as the UK and the United States. International measures have been put in place at many airports, and today the UN called for global support to fight the deadly outbreak.
We must work in concert to support the affected countries to implement their national response strategies for Ebola. To that end, we are rapidly deploying people and assets and are working with unprecedented collaboration and speed. We are guided by 5 simple commands. 1. Stop transmission. 2. Treat those with Ebola. 3. Ensure essential services. 4. Preserve stability. And 5. Prevent further spread.
Bolivian President Evo Morales rose from poverty to become the second indigenous president of Latin America after Mexico's Benito Juarez, who governed that country in the mid-1800s. Polls show Morales will cruise to a third term in power, making him the longest-running president of Bolivia. The latest surveys show Morales leading all candidates with 58% support. His closest rival is right-wing businessman Samuel Luria Medina with about 18%. Those numbers indicate a runoff is highly unlikely. Surveys from September show Morales with a 75% approval rating. Hundreds of thousands of Bolivians will be voting from outside their country this Sunday. Large populations of Bolivians live in Spain, Brazil, Chile, and the UK, among other countries. Argentina has the highest number of Bolivians eligible to vote from the exterior. Our correspondent in Buenos Aires, Leonel Poletti, has the story of Bolivians participating in elections from Argentina.
Outside of Bolivia, Argentina is the country with the highest number of people eligible to vote, having 120,000 Bolivians already enrolled to participate in this Sunday's Bolivian presidential elections.
It is expected that 90% of the votes will be in favor of Evo Morales. In the previous election, it was 94%. One believes, and based on what I have been seeing in the lead up to the election, that trends will remain in place. In Buenos Aires, the trend looks even stronger in favor of Evo Morales than in other districts, and Buenos Aires defines nearly half of the electorate of Bolivians living abroad.
The Bolivian community in Argentina has been working hard in the lead up to the elections.
All this movement that you can see here is based on the elections, because there are a lot of expectations regarding the growth of Bolivia.
Even though they are far from home, Bolivians in Argentina are passionate about supporting the historical process that has seen Bolivia grow so much in recent years, and with so much yet to be done.
We're going to be able to see a multitude of Bolivians voting because they want to participate in strengthening the change from where they are, because Bolivia is in their heart now and forever.
Polling places will be set up in over 15 locations around the Greater Buenos Aires, as the metropolitan area is known, and in all major cities across Argentina. From Buenos Aires, Leonel Poblete Coduti, Telesur.
The national soccer teams of Brazil and Argentina will soon meet for a friendly match in Beijing, China. Ahead of the match, several players have complained of the city's suffocating smog. Currently, the Chinese capital has set its pollution alert at orange, which is high. Brazil's coach Dunga says he will limit players' time to reduce their exposure to the atmospheric conditions. The Super Classic game is to be played Saturday and will feature Barcelona's superstars Neymar Jr. and Lionel Messi, who this time will play on opposing teams. Plenty more on those stories and others at our website, telesurtv.net/English. For Telesur English, I'm Cody Weddle. Hope you have a great weekend.